have been around for many, many years, and it affects people at work, at home, and at school. But no one tried to put a stop on racial profiling of ever happening in the future.
Racial profiling to me is using race to make assumptions about someone or develop stereotypes. I believe also that it's used to give the dominant culture a positive result and have a negative impact on the person who's being racially profiled. And so with that being said, I think that it's something that's usually used against black and brown people or any minority in America to have a...
What do I believe racial profiling is? I believe racial profiling is when a governmental agency, such as a law enforcement agency or any other type of government entity, specifically targets a specific group of people, whether it's based on race, ethnicity, or any other identifying features or characteristics. That's what I believe racial profiling is. The targeted
I think one thing that a lot of people don't look at is the overlap in racial profiling and socioeconomics. Now, obviously, in there are cases where, say, a black Harvard professor is going to be profiled, and that happens. But I think very often it happens to someone who maybe fits a certain socioeconomic, like they dress in an urban way or an inner city way.
I feel it's something that happens a lot. Sometimes it's used most likely negatively, especially in urban communities in which racial profiling is used to lock up and use as an excuse to target a certain community or group of people. I feel like because of racial profiling, a lot of statistics we have when it comes to things such as crime is skewed, because if you're always racial profiling, you always think a specific race does a specific crime, then of course they're going to have higher numbers to get locked up in that specific area. And so therefore I think that it is very bad. I feel like it deals with the housing, and it's pretty much how Jim Crow is continuing to live without laws. And I think that's why racial profiling is very dangerous. And I think it's also hard to detect now because we don't use the word race a lot of times. When we do profile people now, we use the term thug, which would be for black, or we may say immigrant, which is code for Hispanics. So therefore I think that racial profiling is the new Jim Crow. It is the new civil rights movement that we need to stop, because it's very, very quiet, and we can't stop it really because they do not use race to... I think first, before the government is people, popular sovereignty. So I think as people, the first thing we need to do is make sure that we get rid of dog whistle politics and stop this idea that if I don't use the word race, that race is not a factor into the policies being made and the way the government interact with people. I think once we do that, we can move.
Well, I think each governmental agency needs to ensure that its people, that they are responsible for supervising, and those people that are responsible for interacting with our community. I think the supervisor and I think their supervisors as well as their management level needs to ensure that their people are well trained in how to deal with all aspects of every.
When it comes to searching minority motorists after a traffic stop, the black consists of 95%, the Hispanic 8.8%, while the white is only 3.6%. When racial profiling is used, it is possible for a criminal who does not fit the profile go unnoticed, and an innocent person who does are accused.